everyone! So I guess first thing I should address right off the bat is that my video, I think, is a little darker than what it has been in the past. I can't remember, but that is because I don't have my lamp on. I do have my overhead light on, obviously, but I don't have my lamp on because I have the remnants of a migraine. I've had a migraine for the past couple of days now. It's been great. Fantastic. I've also been a little sick. Like congestion and dizziness, and I'm pretty sure I'm a little dehydrated. I've been super tired all the time. Forever. But yeah, so I've been a mess the past couple of days. So that's fun. But I have the lamp off to stave off any kind of additional headache. What I was hoping to film today was a embroidery reveal. Oh, there we go. I was hoping to reveal this as completed because I'm hoping to give it to Scott tomorrow. But I'm starting to doubt that it's going to be done by tomorrow. I still have quite a few classes left tonight. This is my only long break in between classes. So I figured I'd film this. Hope for the best with this. And since my video editor apparently doesn't like it when I just gab at the screen, who knew? I figured I would I'd work on this and I'd give you guys a tag video. I found a tag video on Vivian. I think her name is Vivian Reyes or Vivian Rise. I am sorry. I've watched a couple of her videos, but I don't recall how to spell her name. I am obviously going to link her, though, because that would be rude not to. But she is a self-published author that is on AuthorTube. So I will link her in the description. But I'm going to do this tag that she also did. I think she did it a while back, actually. But it's called the 10 Questions About Me tag. So it's about me as an author. So that'll be super fun. Also, what else should I mention before we get started? I guess you've noticed that I'm wearing makeup. So that is because I have had some kind of hair in my eyeball for like a day and a half, and I flushed my eye with tons of eye drops, and it finally got stuck to my eyelash, but I couldn't get it out, so I used mascara to get it out of my, not out of my eye, but off of my eyelash. And because I had, subsequently was wearing mascara, I was like, why not lipstick? Yeah. Also, I am wearing one of my teaching hats. So it's a gray wig, as you can see, on my head. I like this wig quite a bit. It doesn't have a name like my other wig. The other wig's name is Eliza. I'm fairly certain I have named this wig, but I don't remember the name. I don't remember it at all. But I like it. I like it better than the other one because it's not as heavy. And because it's gray and I think it's cute. I don't know. I like the black wig too. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying I like this one a little better. So yeah, that's why I have this wig on and why I have paint on my face. in the middle of the night while I'm teaching children. Isn't that great? Yeah. Normal things that I'm doing. Normal. Very normal. Okay, so that's enough of that. That's more than enough of that. So I'm going to get into this tag. Alright, so 10 questions about me. Number 1 is, where's your favorite place to write? Hello. We are in my favorite place to write. I bought a desk earlier this year. It's nice. It's real nice. Yeah. I write in my room. I used to write in like places to eat in between shifts at work or while waiting for shifts to begin at work. I used to write a lot at a Waffle House when I was working at an academy. I wrote quite a bit at Subway when I was working at a movie theater. And those were really fun, but they are also loud. This is better. This is better. So I write in my room. Sometimes I wear my headphones so that I don't have to listen to all the other like extra noises in my house. Like my mom has a parakeet. His name is Periwinkle. I named him, kind of. So I was calling him Bird for the longest time because that bird and I don't get along very well. Mom says we do, but like he makes the angriest noises every time he sees me. And he makes them to his little mirror friend because he doesn't have any bird friends anymore because he's an old man and they passed away and we didn't think we should put a young bird in there with him because he's a grumpy old fart. No, I'm just kidding. Well, not that he's grumpy and stuff. That's not why. We just didn't think he would take well to a new bird. So, but I have been trying to get along with him, and part of me trying to get along with him is that I suggested names to him, and the only one he really responded to was Perry. So his name is Periwinkle. We call him Perry, or Bird. And he's a screechy little monster. Yeah. So our screechy little monster is very loud. So I love to write in my room. It's one of my favorite places. I can definitely just get into the zone and not think about anything else, but I can also hear him from across the house, so sometimes I have to wear the headphones while I'm writing. Question number 2 is coffee or tea? So for the past week, I have been on a weird coffee kick. Normally I don't like coffee. I've also been weirdly craving eggs even though I'm allergic to them. There's something wrong with my body, guys. I don't know what it is. I've been wanting eggs. I have been craving coffee. I am dying. Hopefully I'm not actually dying, but I feel like I'm dying. So I've been indulging in the coffee, which probably has not been helping with that dehydration issue. So I shouldn't, and I made sure I didn't drink any coffee today. And yesterday, because I was really not feeling good yesterday. I actually had to sub out my classes yesterday because I just was an absolute wreck. Ugh. I was constantly just almost in tears because of my stupid migraine. And nothing felt good. Nothing. So, yeah. So normally, I am not a coffee drinker. So this tag caught me in a weird week. Normally, I very much like tea. I do prefer hot tea. I like cold tea sometimes, but I do prefer hot tea. And I live in Texas currently. Hopefully not forever. Oh, what? I live in Texas currently, and it is too hot for hot tea right now because, well, I mean, I suppose right now, but this time of year it is too hot for coffee and tea and anything that is remotely warm, just to be honest. But yeah, I do prefer tea. All kinds of tea, all kinds of hot tea. Tea is delicious. Okay. Why are you being like this, embroidery? Okay. Favorite book of all time is question number 3. My favorite book of all time is Blood and Chocolate by Annette Curtis Klaus. I have read that book the most in my life. Like, in my span of reading and living, I've probably read it about 10 times now. I just really, really love it. It's gotten me through some good times and bad times and all that stuff in between. I have been accused of it being too much of a birds of a feather flock together kind of book because of some of the themes. But honestly, like, I feel like it's more about understanding yourself and understanding that there are people out there that appreciate you for who you are as opposed to who they want you to be, more so than it's about pleasing people that you know, goodness, this stitch. Okay, so I think it's more about pleasing. You know what? I'm not even gonna edit that. Yeah, no, you guys getting the whole thing. I'm not gonna edit it. I don't think it's two birds of a feather flock together-y, and I like it. So there. NaNoWriMo, yes or no is question 4. I have done NaNoWriMo before. I completed it. I enjoyed that, but it also burnt me out on that story, and I never finished it completely. So it's probably a no from me, but I like the idea. I like that people participate in it. I definitely support people, like more people participating in it, especially if that is something that interests you and your writing style and fast drafting. So yeah, if you're into that, do it. It's awesome. But I want the shirts. They're very cute. So I try some years because then I get the excuse to like buy this shirt for completing it. But also, I don't usually complete it because I have lots going on. Number 5, genre you would write in if you had no restrictions. So I'm going to sound real pretentious here, and I'm going to say that I don't tend to write with restrictions in mind. The restrictions tend to come like later when I'm like, oh, is this even marketable? Is this gonna hurt my career? No, I like writing darker themes. I love horror. I've been wanting to write horror for a very long time, and I love it. So, horror. Number 6, if you had any superpower, what would it be? I would stop time so that I could get more stuff done. There's always just a never-ending wave of things that need to get done, and there is never, ever enough time to do any of them, and it's the most frustrating part of my life. So I would stop time. Or would I? That would be very helpful. But also, I would love to talk to my dog in, like, whatever language it is that my dog speaks. That's a hard one. I'd probably talk to animals. I'm gonna change my answer. I would talk to animals, and then I could see all of the, I could hear all of the horrible things that my mom's bird says about me. It'd be great. Okay, number 7, favorite author. My favorite author, or my go-to favorite author, is, or has been, Douglas Clegg for a very long time now. And I still really like him. I really like his writing. I really like the way he writes and what he writes about. And I adore him as a person. What I know about him, obviously. I don't know everything about him. But what I know about him, amazing. At the same time, I haven't been reading his work very often in the past couple of years. And I mean, he is my go-to for when somebody asks me, oh, who's your favorite author? I always say Douglas Clegg. But considering I haven't been reading his work for the past couple of years, which is of no fault of his own, I just have been in a weird place reading-wise. I just haven't been in the mood to read his stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I have anybody that I would say is my favorite writer, though, if I don't say it's Douglas Clegg. So, I mean, Stephen King is a really close one, but I also really love Stephen King because of, like, family stuff. So, my grandma Betty and my brother Chad apparently used to trade books back and forth, Stephen King books. They used to trade Stephen King books, and I found that out like a couple of years ago. They've both passed away, so it made it really, like, that little detail made it really special for me. But I also get Stephen King books from my cousin. She's a second cousin, I think. But she is a wonderful person that sometimes sends me books, and she really likes Stephen King, and so she sends me Stephen King books. I have yet to find one that she hasn't read yet, so I don't really get to send her books in return, which kind of makes me sad. I need to find some books to send her. But at the same time, I've also Stephen King is also the only author I have gone to go see talk about writing in person. So I got to see him a couple of years ago, and I went with my aunt on my mom's side, my Auntie Gretters, and we went and saw Stephen King speak at the Wordplay Festival, which was amazing. Like, that was a dream come true. It was better than going to a concert. It was amazing. It was one of the best days of my life. But at the same time, I'm also really picky about what I read of his books. So, I guess he goes into favorite author territory, but also there are some books of his that I cannot stand. And there are some books of his that I would recommend to anyone and everyone and do. Okay. I'm gonna get off this subject. Okay, number 8. What kind of music do you listen to when you write? Okay, guys, I have one song, exactly, just the one, that I can listen to when I write. I believe it's called Gallows, and it's by Ghost Party, or it's by Ghost Party and called Gallows. I don't know. All I do is type in Gallows with a capital G and a capital S dash Ghost Party, and it pulls it right up, and I click on it, and then I put it on loop forever. That's the only one, because it has words, which I need when I listen to music, but also I've heard it a zillion times, and the words kind of blend into the music at times, so I don't, like, it's not distracting. Then, yeah, that's kind of the thing. I've tried instrumental music, but it starts bothering me when, like, no words start coming in at any point. Just like, okay, when are the lyrics going to start up? And they never do because I picked something instrumental. I know I should like instrumental, but I just don't. I just don't. Okay, if you could live anywhere, where would it be? It would be Minnesota. Guys, I want to move to Grand Marais, Minnesota so bad. Like, it is the most perfect, the most beautiful place I have ever been. I would love to live there. Yes, I know the winters are harsh. I still super want to live there. I do not think that I could ever convince my boyfriend to live there. We are talking about moving to a different state because he knows that I can't live in Texas forever. I just can't. I'm sorry, guys. I know that there's a lot of people that really love Texas, and I'm happy for you. Good job. Glad you love it. It's not the place for me. It's a great place to visit. It's fantastic to visit. Fantastic place to have family around. It's just me and my mom here, but you know what I mean. It's nice. Sort of. It's nice for other people. I just don't. It's just not for me. I need more trees and water. Mostly that. Mostly trees and water and snow at some point. Pine trees that don't look like they're about to tip over. Yeah, so Texas is nice. I'm sure whoever is watching this is having a conniption because it's not my favorite place, but I prefer Minnesota. I love it there. I have family up there. I am in love with the natural environment and the wildlife and the people, obviously. And I love everything about it. Scott and I are considering moving to either one of two places. We're talking about St. Paul, Minnesota, because that's where I have family. But also I am aware that that's not very fair because all of Scott's family is down here in Texas. And I don't want him to go through what I have been going through for the past more than a decade of just constantly missing family and constantly wishing I was with them. And frankly, it's torture. I don't want him to go through that. And then at the same time, like, he's willing to move, and I've expressed this to him, and he has his stipulations, which I won't go over. He's a private person, and I probably shouldn't even be saying all this stuff. But he has his stipulations, but like, he understands, and at the same time, I don't Like to take him away from his family and take him up to mine makes me feel kind of or very guilty. So I guess we'll see. We're going up later this year to visit my aunt and my cousin, and partially to show off Minnesota to my boyfriend and see if he likes it at all. He's never been, so, hopefully he likes it. If he doesn't, the other place that we are considering is Seattle, Washington. Not the city itself, because that's very expensive, but the area, sort of nearby-ish. Outside of Seattle. He has a friend up there that he misses quite a bit, who moved up there a couple of years ago, and neither of us have family up there, so it's a bit more fair, basically. Plus, he thinks that I'll really like it, so we're also planning a trip eventually, hoping next year, hoping next year, to go check that out with him, myself. But those are the places that we're considering moving in the next few years, next couple of years. Yeah. But if I could live anywhere, it would be Grand Marais, Minnesota. It's just the most perfect place in the entire world. Okay, last one. What do you do when you get writer's block? I do not often get writer's block, and that's because I work on multiple projects in the same go. The reason I work on multiple projects in the same go is so that I don't get worn out on one project. If I work on one all at once, I start getting anxious about it. I get worn out on it. Then it's a little hard to get the motivation to write, which is the closest I get to writer's block. And honestly, when I get the lack of motivation problem, I just try to write through it. But yeah, so my needle slipped, which is fantastic. And we're coming up on a long video here, so I am going to show you how much I got done, which is not much. I'm going to end this video, and I'll wait for my next class to start. Hopefully I'll finish this by tonight so that I can go visit him tomorrow. And if not, I'll have to try to find time to visit him before I go to Iowa. But sans stitch, but am working on it. If you guys are working on any projects, I'd love to see them. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.